Have you ever felt like you were drowning? Like there was too much to do and not enough time to do it? Like there was literally no way you were going to get everything done? I know that feeling all too well. As a busy mom of 3 kids 6 and under, and someone who's working full-time, someone trying to balance so many different areas of my life, I have definitely learned the hard way that taking on more and more leads to a crazy, crazy life. But don't worry, today I'm gonna help you tame your to-do list in just 5 simple steps, all things I have learned through years of trial and error, through my own hard experience and scientific research on ways to break out of that stress. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do to clear tasks and commitments off of your plate so that you have more time and energy for what matters to you. The strategies you're going to learn today will help you regain your sanity and rebuild your momentum so that you can really keep pushing forward and reach those big goals you've set for yourself. Hey there, I'm Amber with Solutions for Simplicity. I'm so thrilled to have you here, and if you're not already a subscriber, please be sure and subscribe down below. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified every time I make a new video, and if this video helps you today, I would love it if you'd give it a big thumbs up. All right, grab your to-do list, let's do this. All right, step number 1 is to look over your list and ask yourself, what can I drop? What can I just instantly delete and stop worrying about? For each thing on your list, ask yourself, is this really essential? Is this something that's going to matter in a month, a year, 5 years? Are there things on your list that have been there forever and ever? Things that you've thought you'll get to and you never do? Maybe it's time that those things just came off your list. Maybe they're not really important or you would have taken action towards them. It's taken me a long time to realize the truth in something that Arianna Huffington said. Sometimes the fastest way to finish a project is to quit it. Now, we don't like to quit. We're constantly told to do the opposite, to keep going, to push through. But the reality is that not all tasks are the same. Not all tasks, all commitments count the same. And if we're not doing what is really important to us, then we're inevitably spending time away from the things that really do matter. Now there's no right or wrong answer here, right? Whatever you drop is a matter of preference. It's simply up to you. But I would really, really push you to be as objective and unbiased as you can here and really ask yourself, does this have to get done? Time is so precious. Don't waste it on things that don't really matter to you and your priorities. So really find as many things as you can to drop right now. Step number 2 is to ask yourself, what can I defer? In other words, what can I punt down the road? What can I put off for a little bit because you clearly don't have time to do everything right this minute? We all have a tendency to say yes to a million things or get caught up in a whirlwind of excitement when some new opportunity comes around. But at some point, we have to recognize that there are only 24 hours in a day, and inevitably, we have to choose certain things over others. So maybe there's something that is important, you do want to do it, but it doesn't have to be done this week, this month, maybe even this year. Really think about how you can free up time and energy for the things that are important to you, to your family, to your success. And then here's the funny little secret. The more you delay something, chances are you will eventually realize that it really wasn't that important after all. And someday you'll be at a better place to just drop it all together. You won't be as emotionally attached to that task or that commitment. And at that point, it'll be easier to just delete it altogether. Step number 3 is to think about what you can delegate. Not everything has to be done by you. Shocking, I know. If you're like me, maybe you're worried about asking for help. You think you have to be a one-man or a one-woman show. You worry about people judging you or thinking that you are somehow weak if you can't do it all. That's not true. I have learned more and more all the time that asking for help and accepting help when it's offered is one of the best things we can do. People want to help us. And even if we don't know whom to ask for help right in the moment, there are solutions out there. We cannot and should not do it all. Ask yourself, which of these tasks have to be done by me? In other words, which tasks specifically utilize your knowledge, your skill set? All the rest, consider shifting them over to someone else's plate. Not to take advantage of that person, but because maybe they are the better person for the job anyway. The whole concept of comparative advantage is about specializing in what we are best at. That doesn't mean that we might not still be better than someone else at doing something, but it means that we're gonna let other people do things because we are gonna maximize our time, maximize our productivity on what we do best. If you're getting value out of this, please be sure and give this video a big thumbs up. By the end of that last step, you are left with a list of things that you know are important, you know have to get done, and you know have to get done by you. But this next step, step number 4, is to look through your list and really ask yourself, what can I dumb down just to get that task or that project to the state of minimal necessary completion? How can you lower your extraordinarily high standards just a bit in order to hurry up and be done with that thing and move on to something else that matters that much more? In other words, not every single thing has to be done to the best of your abilities. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the best we can do. It's simply the best we could do under those circumstances. The whole point is just to let certain things be good and good enough instead of great. Step number 5 is to look at the few remaining tasks on your list. Hopefully it's not more than 5 or 10, maybe even fewer, that would be great. But these are the things that you know are important, you know you need to do, and you know you need to do to the best of your ability. So now you can give your fullest attention and effort to those things, and all the rest have been cleared off. They're not weighing you down any longer, and you have tamed that to-do list significantly. You've eliminated all these other things that don't matter. And that gives you so much more cognitive energy, so much more attention to focus in on your most important tasks. So have at it. Take those few things, sort them by whatever is most important. Start with that one thing, finish it to completion, make it amazing, and then move on. And as we've talked about, be as productive as you can be in working sequentially to complete other tasks in that order. Really feel good about how you're spending your time because you have prioritized. You have made sure that you are taking action in the direction of where you want and need to go. Remember, we don't want to multitask. Yes, we often do need to juggle multiple projects at once, and I'll be making a video on how to juggle a lot of projects at once coming up. But for now, remember that it's so crucial to do one thing, then move on to something else, then move on to something else. Definitely don't try and do everything all at the same time. Before you go, don't forget to grab my 8-page guide, 5 Ds to Defeat Despair. It walks you through this process in even more detail, and it's completely free. I linked it for you down below. I hope you find it helpful. I hope that going through these steps helps you tame your to-do list, feel like that mountain of tasks is finally getting under control, and that it's giving you confidence and certainty to know that you can do this. It is possible, and you have taken a major step today just by recognizing that not all things are equally important, and not all things have to get done by you, and not all things that you do have to be done perfectly. If you're looking for even more, don't forget to check out my website, solutionsforsimplicity.com, and be sure and check out my biggest productivity mistake series, where we talked about common mistakes that are stealing our time and destroying our productivity. And then most importantly, please subscribe. Make sure that you join me every Thursday for a new video on prioritization, productivity, time management, and that elusive thing we call work-life balance. Everything I offer is about helping you achieve a simpler, better, more joyful life. Now you know what to do. Go tame your to-do list and then come back. Let me know in the comments below how it worked for you. I'll see you next time.